Welcome to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Sunday in Gainesville, Florida, ready for our second elimination game. Troy and Miami ready to meet for a second time here at Condren Family Ballpark. With one more game to come today, the winner will take on Florida. These two teams have already met here at Condren. It was their opening game, and Troy and Miami were tight late. Troy's Drew Nelson did a two-run home run in the eighth inning to tie the game up at 5, but a big bottom of the eighth for the Hurricanes. Max Galvin had the big run-scoring double to get things started. Miami 10, Troy 5 was the final. That put Miami into the 1-0 matchup with Florida. It was all Florida yesterday. And Troy already surviving an elimination game. They eliminated Rider yesterday. The winner of this game takes on Florida tonight, 5 o'clock Eastern time. Eric Fried, Lance Cormier back here with you, former Major League pitcher. You say every day pitching's the most important thing, but I think today it's so important because a lot of fumes down in those bullpens.
Yeah, I mean, this is your back's against the wall, right? It's put up or shut up. Starting pitching is going to set the tone. But right now, for me, it's all about playing clean baseball. You got three phases of the game. You got defense, you got pitching, and you got offense, right? These teams' offense, they've shown up. The pitching has not. They haven't thrown strikes. Well, Miami, the defense hasn't shown up either. Troy, Skylar Meade said the same thing. They gave Rider too many free bases. And so if you're going to advance and have a chance to play Florida in the regional final, you're going to have to play clean baseball.
You see the summary of what happened when these two teams met. They meet again here. One team will play again today against Florida. One team will go home. Big Sunday gets started here in Gainesville. Oh, you know Troy's ready. They're always ready. Miami lineup at the first pitch coming up next. The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? I just wish these two teams would have more fun, especially Troy. They keep it loose. They've had a good time this weekend. One team will have a real good time by the end of this game, although it's been hard to determine when this game might end because we've had some long ones here in Gainesville. These two teams in their first meeting wrapped up their game at 1:53 a.m. Saturday morning. Ogden, Galvin, Williams, Sosa, the top four in the Miami order. Williams, the one to watch. He's got a home run. He's 3 for 6 at the plate. Tommy Egan gets a second crack at Miami. He came in relief in that first meeting and took the loss. Now he's starting here today.
Yeah, the biggest thing for Egan, man, it's going to be the ability to flush that last outing. Came in, didn't get an out, and all of a sudden gave up 3 or 4 runs that inning. So he's a starter all year long. Been in a couple relief outings the last couple, but fastball's good. True 4-pitch mix. He is going to mix every pitch. So there's nothing you can really sit on. The percentages of the fastball, the cutter, slider, and the changeup all pretty high. So you just never know what's coming.
UIC the last 2 years, the senior from Chicago getting in his final few tosses. Jake Ogden getting set to lead off. He has had success leading off the game, which is what happened last night, leading off against Aiden King and the Gators.
Yeah, got a fastball up, the SEC pitcher of the year, and just used the power of the pitcher to drive it out to center field. He got the Hurricanes going in the first, but after that, Florida erupted for 6 in the first, and they were trailing from the get-go.
It was back and forth in the first half of the game as Miami would come back against Florida pitching and tie the game at 8, but then it got away from the Hurricanes. J.D. Arteaga was telling us after they fell behind 6-1, we talked to him in-game, we just got to keep jabbing. They did. They got back into the game, but final score 22-10 Florida after the Gators hit 5 home runs in the 8th inning, 7 home runs in total.
Yeah, it got out of hand once. It was 8-8 in the 5th. There were some plays that could have been made, didn't make, and then all of a sudden the pitching just couldn't find the strike zone. And you were bringing in guys that, for the most part, you were trying to preserve and not use your higher leverage, so things like that can't get out of hand.
Last night that game ended 12:49 a.m., so the first pitch comes 12:07. And it's ball 1 to Ogden. 86 degrees here in Gainesville. The sun is trying to shine. Not much of a breeze as Ogden looks at his strike. It's 1-1. As has been the case over the last couple of days. Hoping for the best when it comes to weather, but these two teams ran into it on Friday, 4-hour and 15-minute weather delay before their game started at 10:15 Eastern time. Ogden with a sinking liner to right. Jimmy Janicki playing in right field at the start here today. He's usually the catcher, the player of the year in the Sun Belt. It's been a busy couple of weeks between the Sun Belt tournament and a couple of long games here in Gainesville, so giving his knees a break on the outfield here today. And Jabe Boroff is behind the plate for Troy. Ogden gets his 4th hit of the regional, and here is Max Galvin. Takes ball 1, throw down the first, they got Ogden off the bag. Caught in a rundown, the tag is applied, and Lance, you just talked about it maybe, 6-7 minutes ago? Clean baseball.
Clean baseball. And this will drive a coach nuts more than anything, giving away outs on the base path. Nice job by Boroff. Ogden tries to get a good dirt ball read, but you see the pick from Boroff, and he just comes up firing. Calvo just kind of nonchalant. A lot of times you want to see the guy sprint to the guy, but when he's looking at you, this is the only time you can fake, right? If the runner is looking at you, that's when you do a fake. One fake, and he gets the out.
Scorecard errors, mental errors. They have piled up for Miami. 2-0 the count to Galvin. 291 on the season. Fly ball to the left fielder. Houston Markham has been playing in right field, but he shifts over to left with Janicki in right. And quickly 2 down here in the first.
Yeah, just because a play doesn't show up as an error in the book doesn't mean it's not a play that high-level college guys should be making. And we saw 2 to 3 of those last night for Miami, and that's what opened up a lot of the big innings that Florida had. They put up a 6 spot and had 2 separate 7 spots. So, I mean, when you're thinking you put up 20 runs in only 3 innings, that's crazy. You need a lot of help.
Here is Derek Williams, 380 on the season to lead Miami in that category, up to 69 runs batted in, 3 for 6 with a home run, 3 ribbies here in the regional. Both these teams, Troy and Miami, have that in common. They both have committed 5 errors in this regional, but there have been plays that will just drive, as you said, coaches crazy. We had that. We talked to Skylar Meade, the Troy head coach, in game, and he couldn't wait to get to the headset on in the commercial break because I think he just needed to, vent a little bit.
That's right. He bent into us in the middle of the game.
He needed to be heard that, like, gosh, the things we were telling the kids not to do, they're doing.
And that just showed you the coaches can only prepare players as best they can. When it comes down to it, the players are out there. They are the ones that have to execute. And if they don't execute, obviously, big innings, bad things can happen to your ball club.
It's not for lack of effort, but in a situation like this, it just takes that split second, or in some cases that long second of, oh, where am I supposed to be, or where's this throw supposed to go, or hang on, the pop-up and foul ground, it's going to spin back behind me. There's all these little things that you practice, you talk about them, but it's a question of executing here.
Keyword you said, those little things. Because you're right, you do practice them, you do things. It's just a matter of making sure you pay attention to those little things in the game.
3-2 the count now to Williams.
It's a good at bat right here by Williams because Egan had 3 pitches and already 2 outs after the first couple guys, maybe more, 5 pitches, but he had a good inning going. So you need to see some pitches out here and working at bat.
Williams fouls it off. You mentioned Egan in relief late against Miami in that big inning for the Hurricanes. Third of an inning, 3 hits, was charged with 5 runs. A couple of walks and a strikeout. Took the loss, gets the start here today, his 16th of the season. Ground ball to Darnell, playing deep at second. Throws over the Cavill, and that will do it for Miami in the first. Troy Trojans coming to the plate when we come back to Gainesville. Troy Trojans finished 4th in the Sun Belt, 17-13 record on the season. Played a very competitive non-conference schedule, one of the toughest ones in the country. You can see their lineup, a little bit of a tweak. We talked about Janicki playing out in right field, Boroff in the lineup but catching today. Marker moves over to left field. Drew Nelson has been good at the plate. He's in the DH spot today instead of playing in the outfield. 3 for 7 with 5 runs batted in here in the regional. Lazaro Calera is getting his first look on the mound here in the regional for the Hurricanes.
Well, there's a lot to like with the big sophomore. Look at 6'5", the size is good. When you think about building a pitcher, that's where you start. The velocity up to 97, so it's going to be good. The arm and the metrics, so when you look as a scout, they love to see this type of stuff, but when it comes down to it, it's time to step up. Backs against the wall, got to go out there and give a quality start. But you're right, Drew Nelson, we saw the offense, but how about the 2 defensive plays? He's had 2 highlight reel Sports Center top 10 type of plays where he robbed the 3-run home run. He also had a ball in the gap that he fully laid out for. So he's playing some all-around baseball.
Battling through some injury as well, so he's in the DH role here today, and we'll see him as we get down the lineup, hitting 6th. Well, one thing's for certain, Miami needs a good start from Calera because A.J. Siskar didn't get out of the first inning yesterday as Florida scored 6 runs. Aaron Piasecki to lead things off at .340 on the season. Blair just works out of the stretch and throws strike 1. First team All Sun Belt selection this year. Second on the team in hitting. He's 4 for 9 in the regional with 3 runs scored. One on one. Calera, the sophomore from Miami, 12 appearances out of the bullpen a season ago through 14 innings. Similar story to Rob Evans, who was a bullpen guy the year before and has emerged as one of the top starters in the ACC. There's a strike. It's 1-2.
We're talking to J.D. Arteaga, the head coach, but obviously he does some stuff with the pitchers. I mean, they want to put guys in certain situations that allow them to be successful, especially early on in their career. And then as they start to mature and develop, give them a little bit bigger role.
Leadoff single for Piasecki to get things started for Troy.
Boy, Piasecki stays hot. Top of this lineup. He is the spark plug. Can run a little bit, but man, it's just such a compact swing. Not trying to do too much. You see no stride. That's something the Troy offense. A lot of guys have gone to the no stride. They spread out, not even just 2 strikes. It's almost like a 2-strike approach their whole at bat.
Senior now 5 for 10 in the regional, and here is Josh Pine. Ball 1 to Pine. 2 for 5 with a 3-run double yesterday in the win against Rider. That was a tight game for Troy, but they ended up with a 9-run 6th inning to pull away and win it 15-7.
Yeah, you mentioned in the open about what we could expect. If it goes like the regional has, right, 1 through 4 of those games, we can expect something over 4 hours. We can expect a lot of crooked numbers on the scoreboard. We've seen a 9 spot. You just mentioned that. Troy also had a 4. Already talked about Florida's 6 and 2 7s.
Okay.
So it's we can expect some hitting.
Well, back to the point you made, it's going to come down to which pitchers can execute, and for these 2 teams specifically, how clean can they play? It's going to be the difference maker, you would think, between these 2 teams that have struggled in the field. Fly ball to Dylan Dubovic out in center field today as Miami tweaked their lineup a little bit, and defensively they tweaked things a little bit. Putting Brandon DeGote at third base. We've seen him coming in late in games, but I think JD is just saying, I've got to just get the most solid look I can defensively for these pitchers who are going to put it in play. Here is the leader of this Troy team, Blake Cavill, the senior from Australia. 283 on the season, 46 RBIs. Got a couple of double in this regional. Takes a strike. 2 doubles, 3 total hits for the first baseman. Solid single to right. Couple of hits here in the first inning for the Trojans.
Watch how Cavill, how early he recognizes this changeup. That ball's just spinning in the middle part of the plate, about mid-thigh, and he sees it up, keeps the hands back nicely, drives that ball into right field, and now the Trojans, they talked about starting fast. I mean, they love to do that, and they're going to put some pressure on the opposing defense, and so what better way to do that to get a couple guys on early.
Troy hitting .329 in the regional, just 1 home run. Jimmy Janicki, the Sun Belt Player of the Year, .345, 17 homers, 76 RBI. I think you'll agree that as yesterday's game progressed, he was finding his swing a little bit, making some really good contact.
Yeah, the last 3 at-bats, he had a sac fly, a hit, and then a very productive out. And so to me, if you're going to see Troy make a run, and we look at the score sheet at the end of the day, there's going to be some numbers in Jimmy Janicki. He's going to have some big hits, some big RBI. That's just the way they need him to be that guy.
Miami did a good job with him in their meeting Friday night. He was 0 for 3, did have a walk. He's 2 for 6 with 3 runs batted in against Ryder yesterday. 1-2.
So far, it hasn't been Calero's thing that he's getting ahead. He just hasn't been able to put away the Troy hitters. Look for something out of the zone. If he's in the zone with those 2 strikes, Janicki's going to make him pay. Oof. Like that's where those are the pitches that, as a pitcher, if you get away with a 1-2 fastball, pretty much middle, something's going on with the way Janicki feels at the plate. So like even that, that's a 1-2 pitch that you want to be burying that ball. Don't allow him, as that ball stays up, he can just flip that to right field. Look for him to make an adjustment and go right back to it.
Skylar Meade. Got to practice what you preach, Skylar. Got to make the play.
Hey, you can hear the dugout just giving him a hard time.
Are you kidding me?
Skylar's frustrated.
He gives it. He better be ready to take it.
Oh, no question. And then he goes to Rob Evans. They coached against you when he was at Georgia State.
Right.
A lot of praise when he talked about him in our first meeting with Skylar about facing him.
Another 1-2. Grounded to third. The backhand play. The throw across the diamond. Not in time, but Degody paying some early dividends, making a smooth-looking play, getting the force, and almost got the double play. 2 down.
Yeah, this was a much better pitch. This is the one you were wanting to throw a couple pitches ago. But you're right, Degody does a good job, that backhand, getting that lead out, and you almost finish it off. But Janicki, athletic catcher, can run, beats it out. But that slider was a lot more down and away, and you could see Janicki going out, rolling over that ball for that easy ground ball.
Stephen Meyer steps in, sends a ground ball through the right side. Cavill being waved around. Here comes the throw. It is not in time. Troy on top here in the first. RBI number 41 on the season for Stephen Meyer. He's had a really good regional.
Yeah, it really has. Dude's been on base 70% of the time. Hey, that's going to go up right there. Gets the fastball middle part of the zone. Goes out, hooks it just a single into right field, but it's what it takes. Gets Troy on the board. Cavill scores from second easily. He's got a little bit more speed than you think. You look at the body type, and you're like, all right, you watch him kind of jog around, but when he wants to turn it on, he can do it.
Something tells me Blake would tell you he's faster than you think, but he showed us he's faster
No
than
doubt,
you
no
think,
doubt.
so that's good.
Oh, there's no lack of confidence in his game. I love the fact that we're already 1 inning in, and the full uniform is dirty from head to toe.
You want to get your stopwatch out? Here we go.
Yeah, let's go. Look.
Base hit right side.
Watch right here. Turn it on. Coach is giving me the go. Okay.
Oh, boy. Helmet's still on. Helmet's still on.
Hey.
Head first. Can't see anything at the end, but
Troy does lead the league in helmets flying off while they're running the bases.
Yeah,
I'm going to say that.
I'm pretty convinced they all sized up just to give that bobblehead look on.
Like in Little League, it gave the sense that you were faster because the hat could fly off and the helmet would fly off. May or may not have knocked it off a couple times when I was running.
There's Drew Nelson down the count 0-2. First strikeout for Calera. A run scores for Troy. 1-0 as we head to the second. Talked to JD Arteaga before this regional. He said our starting pitching's been good. We've been swinging the bats well. Defense has been inconsistent. You can add to that the decision-making on the bases, running into an out in the first inning, and yesterday the 4 errors, and it just wasn't the errors from the official score. You mentioned before, there were so many other little things that have really held Miami back here, and they're going to have to clean it up if they're going to play Florida and hope to advance to the Super Regional round.
Yeah, and it's a pitching staff that can be a little fragile. So if you're not making the plays and you're making the pitchers work even harder, I mean, we saw them walk 8, hit 3 against Florida. That led to a lot of those unearned runs. Because at one point last night, Florida had 15 runs on only 8 hits.
Yeah. Well, we were doing an unearned run tracker last night, and that was pretty high. I mean, 5 of the 6 in the first inning were unearned for the Gators. You know, Miami got so deep into their bullpen last night just trying to get to the finish line so they could have a couple of live arms for today's game. Alex Sosa grounds out to start the second inning, 1 away. I mean, that 8th inning for the Gators with the 5 home runs ended up with 7 home runs. I know it gets sideways, and once it goes sideways, you know, there's no getting back on track. Game's over. And JD brought a lot of players out in the 9th inning, threw up a lot of pinch hitters. No one's like, well, this is just one game. Let's not turn it into 2 losses.
That's the biggest thing.
Yep.
Being able to flip the page. Coaches will say flush it. Some coaches have, you know, their own little trick to do that where, hey, they tell them certain things. They allow the players to, you know, moan about it, whatever, but give them a certain amount of time. But then sooner or later, they don't want to hear it again.
Well, that game ended last night just before 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing again inside of 12 hours. And last night, I know I was mentioning, it's like, well, it's going to be 12 hours. It has to be after 1 a.m. that a game ends, not midnight. So there's less than 12 hours turnaround. You don't have any time to, you know, maybe walk into the bus or getting on the bus if you want to think about it then. But you got to get to bed and get back here and play the next day, and they're getting ready this morning.
Yeah, as I was driving away, I saw a lot of the family from Miami, their players, and so that's the best part about it. You go out there, you talk to the family, you're able to leave that at the field, and that's the biggest part that young guys as players, it's hard to do. You learn that as you get older and you start to see that, hey, like, it is one game. Again, we can't let it affect the next one, because if we do, we're going to look up and we're going to be trailing early.
Alonso Alvarez had a really good regional, but Egan gets him here. Alvarez leading Miami hitting in this regional at 625, strikes out, 2 down.
But this is exactly where you want to throw that 2-2 slider, right toward the back foot. You see, looks like a fastball in, and it finishes right off the inside part of that plate. Jake Boroff, a couple good plays already.
Here's Dylan Dubovic, freshman center fielder. 2 for 9, couple of RBI in this regional. Slaps it foul. Alvarez, Dubovic, Milano, 3 straight freshmen in the lineup for Miami. We've mentioned it before, Daniel Couve unable to play for Miami in this regional. He's been dealing with a back injury. Dubovic down in the count 0-2. Couve with the team. Second team all-conference selection, has played just 41 games this year. This is the 18th consecutive game that he's missed. Egan. Miami's getting a different Egan than they got Friday in game 1 in relief. He looks good in the early going. 1-0 Troy. Wild ride last night for Miami against the host, the Florida Gators. Gave up 6 runs in the first inning. Miami battled back to tie it at 8, but bullpen couldn't keep it in check. 9 pitchers were used. Siskar, Santos Olsen, Bradley Cooney, Durso, Bilka, Lofgren, Peralta, Darius, and Fernandez. Now, obviously, Miami avoided a few arms, knowing that they had to have something here in this elimination game. But that's a lot of arms out of the bullpen, and that was a lot of runs for Florida. 22 scored against the Canes.
Yeah, you mentioned Siskar. I saw him down there in the bullpen just on that video, so he's ready to rock and roll. But, I mean, this is obviously elimination game, season on the line. I mean, if you feel like you can go, I mean, this is where you better have your shoes tied tight, your glove ready, mentally prepared.
There is Siskar down in the pen. No hanging around in the dugout for a couple innings to start the game. You're down in the bullpen ready to go in this elimination game. Sean Darnell to lead things off, 7-8-9 for Troy, up 1-0 here in the second. They are the home team in this elimination game. Darnell 3 for 9 in the regional. Takes the ball. Obviously, Miami would love to get as much as they can out of the starter today, who last pitched in the quarterfinal win over Boston College in the ACC tournament. He went 5, gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs in that 8-2 win for the Hurricanes over the Eagles. 3-1. Rob Evans got the start against Troy in game 1. Pitched well again. Line drive to left. Moving over is Galvin. Darnell's retired. First out of the second inning. This is the 8th postseason game for Troy. They played 5 games in the Sun Belt tournament. Ended up getting knocked out by Southern Miss. Game that started at 9 in the morning. You talk about being ready to go after playing the day before. They had played a doubleheader the day before. At-large selection in the NCAA tournament. One of 5 Sun Belt teams to make the field. Ball 1 to Jay Boroff, making his 7th start at the catcher's position in the last 14 games, as they have tried to lighten the load for Janicki.
And that's huge for a catcher that's also one of your best hitters, because hitters will talk about it. If they don't feel like they're strong in their legs, nice pitch, 1-0, just dotting that fastball. When they don't feel like they have their legs at the plate, it's tough. They feel like they can't drive the ball like they can. So allowing him to play 50% of his games, either at DH or in the outfield, saving those legs.
Boroff's been playing DH, 2 for 7 with the run scored in the regional. Ahead in the count, 2-1. Boroff with a line drive to center field. Dubovik got turned around, made the adjustment, and makes the catch. 2 down.
Look at him right here. Playing a little deep. Off the bat, goes left. Does a good job of spinning, turning the hips, opening back up, getting the shoulder squared off. That's a good play.
Remember, Peralta's been out in center field throughout this tournament, so Dubovik gets out there. For the first time in this elimination game. Number 9 hitter Houston Markham has 1 hit in the regional. It was a double. Brought in a couple of runs. He's got his 2nd hit of the regional, a 2-out single. So the sophomore from Pike Road, Alabama, is aboard with 2 down. That double came against Ryder yesterday after he went 0 for 4 against Miami on Friday.
Yeah, you know the team was giving him a little hard time. He was the last guy with a a donut in the hit column. Once he got that double, it allowed everybody that went to the plate for Troy to put up a hit in the starting 9. There's always games like that where everybody's hitting. There's just this one guy that can't get it done, but Markham able to figure it out.
Another line drive at Dubovic. He'll backpedal a bit, and he has it, and that will do it for Troy. We have played 2. We'll talk to JD when we come back to Gainesville. JD Arteaga joins us right now, the Miami head coach. Lance and I were just talking a couple of minutes ago about last night's game. You want to flush it. You don't want that to turn into something that carries over today. What was your message to the team after last night?
Yeah, same message all year, man. You know, no errors we made last night. It's going to hurt us today. No walks. You know, no hits are going to help us today. So it's 0-0 every morning we wake up, man. So we've done a really good job all year of that, of kind of just starting over the next day with a good attitude and a good effort. So expect nothing, all the same.
Yeah, I love it because they're a team that has only lost 2 games, no more than 2 games in a row. So that's good. They've done a good job of that. But, Coach, I want to talk about the development of Rob Evans and also Calera right here. Just from last year to this year, these guys are going into the rotation. Calera looks really good so far.
Yeah, he does. He's just, got to get ahead, get that breaking ball down a little bit, and just mix it up a little. He's gotten some good hitters counts here to put some good swings in, so he's got to do a better job early in counts, making quality pitches.
All right, JD, we appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.
Third year as Miami's head coach. Second straight trip to the NCAA tournament, trying to make it 2 straight trips to the Supers after they got there last year. First Super for Miami since 2016. They'll have to win twice today and once tomorrow to make the Super Regionals. Florida in the best spot possible. They are 2-0. If they win tonight's game against the winner of this game, they are the regional champions. They'll stay right here in Gainesville and host the Super Regionals coming up later this week. But if Florida loses tonight at 5 Eastern time, we'll have the Monday, if necessary, game, 1 game winner take all.
Well, props to JD's mom, staying up late both nights.
I was tempted because he told us when he put the headset on the commercial that his mom, I think we can share that, his mom called him at 2 o'clock in the morning because we wrapped up a little bit before 1 a.m., so mom was up. I, of course, followed up that she, have some things to say.
Yeah,
and
a couple pointers.
I probably should have gone there with JD, but JD's mom is watching. We say hello to you and thank you for being with us late last night and being with us today. Milano gets the strikeout. That's 3 strikeouts in a row for Tommy Egan. He struggled against Miami yesterday. What's clicking today, Lance?
Man, the slider is sharp. I mean, this is 3 straight strikeouts. He had a 2-2 slider down the back foot. He throws it where he wants to, and right there, on a 1-2 pitch, he doesn't go back foot. He goes back door. I mean, you're moving the ball in and out with the fastball. It's good enough, but, man, I love the slider so far. And you're right. Talked about it in the open, the ability to flush it, because that's a tough outing that he was left on. He had to sit on that all day yesterday, knowing that if they won, he's probably going to get the ball.
Control's a big thing, too. He had a couple of walks in his relief appearance late against Miami on Friday night. In 2 appearances in the Sun Belt tournament, he had 5 walks in 3 1/3 innings of work, but he has not issued a walk here today. He's retired 6 in a row after giving up the leadoff single to Ogden, who was then picked off first by the catcher Boroff.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing. He's got 17 appearances, so this is his 18th and his 16th start. So hasn't been a reliever all year, but he continues to just get the ball down, get it out.
Sticking with it, and getting the out. Darnell on the first in time, 2 down.
Just a good fastball away. A nice little fungo to Darnell. Bobbles it, but does a good job of not panicking and rushing that throw.
You know, I had a perfect game going. I hadn't made one mistake in 3 days. Apparently, I said yesterday, a minute ago, it was Friday, but technically it could have been yesterday that he was on the mound, right? So, if we go to the official score, they may change the scoring after.
I mean, but like being perfect through four plus games, take it.
That's my story. I'm sticking with it. We have had so many times. We've had the clock change in the midnight camera shot. It's been a lot of baseball, and it's been good baseball so far for Tommy Egan and Troy. We'll talk to Skylar Meade. Can't wait to talk to Skylar. Commercial break, then we'll talk to you next. Skylar Meade so excited to talk to Lance Cormier. He put the headset on, but it turns out he put on the wrong headset as we are going to break. I don't know what that Rogue headset is down there, but I think you got the right one on now, Skylar. You hear us?
I do. I had that. Right. It was my traveling road set.
Everybody should have that.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach, what have you seen from Egan today? Obviously able to flush that last outing. I love the fact that he is just spotting the ball down, getting outs. What have you seen?
Well, he's aggressive. He's just aggressive right now. He's got to be aggressive for the zone. We had a talk this morning. All I ask is that he's aggressive. Each pitch has got to be full conviction. He's done that so far, and the results have followed, but he's got a lot of work to do.
Clean baseball has got to be important for your team here today.
No doubt. Coach Barry Davis, the hurry drill, when you drop the ball, they were doing that in practice, and Darnell saw it and got excited and pulled it off right there. So, got to keep playing good defense. Whoever plays best defense is going to win this game.
All right, Skylar, you got to sprint down the third. We appreciate it.
Yeah, make sure you time me.
Yeah, we got you. Ready?
Clock.
Mic drop.
I'm way faster than Ben ever was in third. Thanks.
See you, bud. All right, here he goes. He's going to have to wait, though. This will be good. If you get extra base hit, he's sprinting down the third to.
Oh, I would love to see that. A ball in the gap where he's having to sprint there to hold him up or bring him to third.
Ooh, he's leaning forward. He knows we're timing him. He's ready. For a moment, I thought, because Josh Pine was on deck getting ready to go, he was in Skylar's shot. I thought maybe there was going to be a little, like, hey, look, I bring my own headset for these interviews. I got to have my one shot. Barry Davis, who we referred to, Dr. Barry Davis, the head coach of Rider. You can come to these regionals, you see a team and things you hadn't seen before. Skylar talked about it post-game yesterday after they beat Rider. They were watching a drill that Rider did. He hadn't seen it before. And it's interesting, you feel like this one's hit deep to left. It's carrying, it's to the track, to the wall, and it is gone. Josh Pine with the home run. 2-0 Troy.
Eric, we heard it from J.D. Arteaga. He's got to get the ball down. He's got to get in pitcher's counts. That's a 2-1 breaking ball. Just stays up over the middle. Josh Pine does a good job of just doing what he does best right here, putting Troy up 2-0. They didn't need Skylar Meade at third base for that one.
Need him down there for the handshake, round and third. Pine hits his 9th home run of the season. Just to finish the thought, Skylar picking up a little drill from the Rider head coach, you think every kind of drill or lesson in baseball over the 100+ years that baseball's been around has been invented, thought about, flushed out? No, you're always going to pick up something because you're always looking for something else that may be able to help you or your team and how you get them ready.
Yeah, and it's something that pitchers will practice with the first baseman. Like a lot of times, you know, when you got the left-handed hitter up and the first baseman will bobble the ball and need the pitcher to cover first, they'll do that. And you'll see some base runners maybe practice that where they like stutter step around second base in case an outfielder bobbles. But really, as a shortstop second baseman, I don't think that's something that you go out there and practice because you're hoping they field the ball smoothly.
Cavill had the single and scored the first run in the first.
Yeah, but if you're a coach and you think you made up a drill, you better check yourself. The long history of our game, somebody has figured that out.
I'm sure there are drills or instructions that have been forgotten and replaced and then brought back. I'm like, oh, this is great. Yeah, that was around back in my playing day, or I was taught that by someone years and years ago.
I had a conversation with a former teammate. He was actually a hitter at Alabama. Sam Bozanich played a little pro ball with the Yankees. We were talking last weekend at the American Championship, and he said he mentioned the Griffey tee. And if you got some 40-year-old hitters out there, they're going to understand what the Griffey tee was.
Alvarez hauls it in. What is the Griffey tee?
Just the way a swing path. I mean, obviously King Griffey Jr. had the prettiest swing probably in the history of the game, but it just tried to mimic his swing path, and that's something that a lot of hitters in the late 90s, early 2000s used to get their swing right. One thing is we've harped on the defense for Miami. Alonso Alvarez, we haven't had to do that. He has played phenomenal defense. He's been hot at the plate, but, man, he has been good.
Freshman catcher having a great weekend behind the plate from Brentwood, California, all freshman team selection in the ACC. Really good in the ACC tournament. Led the team with 7 hits, was 7 for 12. He's kept it going here in Gainesville. Janicki fouls it off. He's down on the count 0-2. You were talking before about Janicki catching so many games throughout the course of his season and trying to get him out of the crouch and at the DH spot or into right field. We're on the last day of May. I know we're talking about young guys, and Jimmy's a sophomore. Fouls it off. But you got to be gassed right about now.
It's an understatement. I mean, especially a catcher this late in the season. Everybody, all these guys are tired. The pitcher's arms are tied. You saw Rob Evans taking some notes.
Yep.
He's also fueling his body because he knows what could come up. And it's all about, as a college kid, you learn how to take care of your body. That's the thing you don't think about when you're young, right? You just wake up, do whatever you do. Are you drinking enough water? Are you fueling yourself with, you'll see guys with Uncrustables in the dugout. You'll see them with applesauce packs. I mean, just gummies, just trying to give themselves, good, clean energy. But if you're not taking care of your body, you're going to get passed up in this game.
Janicki battling at the plate.
That's another one of those pitches that Coach Arteaga is talking about. That's an 0-2 pitch, and it's still hittable, right? You want to get that ball down and get the hitter's balance going forward as he swings.
Sixth straight foul ball off the bat of Jimmy Janicki. Next pitch will be the 50th for the Miami starter. Calera gave up a run in the first, a home run to Pine here in the third. Janicki bloops it out to right. This is going to get down for a base hit. Well done by the Sun Belt Player of the Year to keep fouling off pitches, and he finally muscles one to right for the second hit of the inning.
Yeah, sometimes you do make the pitch, and this is the frustrating part as a pitcher. You battle, battle, battle. You go in there, you get that jam shot. Look at that ball just running on the hands of Janicki. Gets jammed, but strong enough to be able to just punch that ball to right field. But I think that was the biggest part when you see 7 pitches in a row. You're seeing the ball, you're getting more comfortable with the plate.
Stephen Meyer brought in the first Troy run with a single in the first. Against Miami on Friday night, he was 1 for 1 at the plate, walked 3 times. When you add in that single, he's 3 for 5 with 4 walks and was hit by a pitch in this regional. One and one.
Winning baseball, your leadoff guy's on base over 70% of the time in front of your big RBI producers. That'll get it done.
And their first strike, 1 and 2.
I like the changeup that Calera threw to him in that first pitch. He's mentioned it a little bit to the left-handed hitters, hasn't thrown very many, only 5 all year to right-handed hitters. I would have liked to see that maybe against Janicki, but right here, it's a pretty good spot.
Gets the strikeout. That's number 2, 2 down here in the third.
What do I know? Reach back 94 at the top of the zone. He said, that's what I want to do. He said, I already used the changeup to set him up.
2 down for Drew Nelson. Nelson struck out back in the first. Drew, the senior from Troy, spent a couple of years with the Auburn program. This is his second year with the Trojans. 11 plate appearances last year. 10 appearances as a pitcher. Two-way player takes the ball. It's 2-0.
I don't think we're going to see him on the mound. Just been dealing with a little bit of arm pain. He was a defensive scratch late in the game because of being out in left field trying to make a throw to home. They wanted to put a guy with a fresh arm in there because it was shocking. First, before I talked to Coach Meade, I'm like, man, the guy was playing outstanding defense. He said, I know.
Robbed a home run.
Yeah. He's like, it pained us to do it, but we had guys on base. We knew we had to have a guy that could make the throw. So that's something to keep an eye on if Miami is able to test his arm.
3-1. Nelson 2 for 3 with 3 walks yesterday against Ryder. Troy playing in their second elimination game of this Gainesville Regional. Robbed the home run, hit a home run against Miami on Friday night. Takes a walk here against the Hurricanes with 2 down in the third. That is just the first walk issued by either pitcher. And yesterday's starter for Miami getting loose. Last night's game started at 8:35 p.m. So he took the mound right around 9 o'clock last night and out getting loose in the pen here a little before 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. Las Gutierrez out to chat with the starter. Game 1 of 2 here for us today. Florida Gators 2-0 in this regional will take on the winner of this game in the regional final. Gators needing just 1 win to move on to the Super Regionals. Be their 13th trip to the Supers. Sean Darnell fly to left his first time.
Talk about the Gators being 2-0 sitting in that driver's seat. How about Little Rock? They're in the Hattiesburg Regional. They're sitting in that 2-0 driver's seat, second straight year in the regional finals. They took LSU to the if necessary game. And so with Southern Miss already knocked out, you're going to have a team that is not one of the national seeds coming to Florida if they're able to finish it off.
1-1 to Darnell. Two and one. Fly ball, foul ground, out of play. Calera up above 60 pitches as he grinds through the third inning. His next pitch will be his 30th of the third. Darnell slaps it out to left, getting down and just foul. Tail of the tape, fair or foul style, going to give it 2 inches.
Yeah, really close. Darnell gets that fastball up, shoots it that way.
Less than 2 inches. Wow, that is so close.
James Ainsworth right on it. And by the way, the helmet counter is at 2 for Troy's runners.
Well, now we know why they're chipped up a
They
little
fall
bit.
off all the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy Janicki's helmet, as he was rounding third, it was rolling by the third baseman, Degodi.
Another 2-2 to Darnell. Good pitch. Down and in. Darnell couldn't get it. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Calera, but he gives up a home run to Pine. It's 2-0 Troy heading to the fourth. Let's summarize. Florida and Ryder, a tight one, a walk-off home run by Brandon Lawson, the difference for the Gators. Miami had the 5 runs in the 8th to win on the first night. Troy won the elimination game. Florida beat Miami. That's how we're set up here in Gainesville. The setup in Hattiesburg, the number 1 seed, has not survived. As Lance mentioned, Southern Miss lost to Virginia in the elimination game after getting knocked off by Little Rock in game 1. Little Rock's in the regional final. They are 2-0, and they'll await the winner of Virginia and Jacksonville State tonight.
Yeah, you got to get a lot of credit to Virginia, man. That was a 10-inning ball game, back and forth. They were throwing haymakers and able to come out big, especially playing at Pete Taylor Ballpark. Tough place to play. But I like Jacksonville State. 47 wins on the season. That's their program record. Steve Beezer, the head coach, has that team believing they can win. Obviously a tough task. Got to take care of Virginia, and then Little Rock sitting there in the driver's seat 2-0.
Top of the order for Miami, Jake Ogden leading off the 4th. Ground ball to second. Gobbled up by Darnell. Easy play, easy outs. Egan continues to cruise after giving up the leadoff single to Ogden to start the game, and Ogden was on the base paths for about a minute when he was picked off at first by Boroff behind the plate. He's faced the minimum since then as Galvin steps in.
Well, you heard Skylar Meade. I mean, he said he's attacking and he's really competing in the zone, and that's what he's doing. He's getting early contact within 3 pitches or less, 34 pitches, and through 3 1/3.
And Galvin is hit by a pitch.
Is this a definition of a back foot slider? Nope, front foot slider. Just hooks it a little bit too much.
So first base runner since Ogden reached in the first. And here's the dangerous Derek Williams. Williams grounded to second in the first. He was 2 for 3 against Troy in their meeting on Friday, including a 3-run homer, a couple of walks. Popped up, shallow center field. That's Darnell drifting back. 2 down. A couple of quiet outs for Williams so far today in this elimination game against Tommy Egan.
It's always good to be good, Eric, but sometimes you got to be lucky. That's the old backup slider. Stays on the inside part of the plate. The hitter recognizes slider. They think it's going to be breaking away into that barrel, and it just stays in there. Tommy Egan's got a little bounce in his step right here.
I think it's Tommy's default setting, whatever's happening out there.
That's a lot of Troy's players' default setting is to play loose, play easy.
Sosa fouls it off for strike 1. He grounded out the first his first time.
I like that cutter to a lefty. Just easy strike. You throw that on about the inner third, let it work, get you a foul ball. Start the count 0-1.
You know, Skylar Meade said in praise of Miami after their loss to the Hurricanes earlier in this regional, he liked how Miami, their approach in the box, how they would grind in the batter's box. And, you know, maybe it goes back to Egan throwing strikes and Miami swinging early in counts. But have you seen that grind yet in the box for Miami?
No, because the way Tommy Egan's been attacking the strike zone, he said we've had sliders, cutters, fastball in the zone. And so if you have a guy that's continuing to pitch ahead in the count and stay in his advantage counts, it's hard to sit there and grind because basically he's making you hit his pitches.
1-1 to Sosa. Sends it to the center fielder, Meyer. Back to the track, to the wall, and it carries out of here. Sosa puts a charge in it and ties the game at 2.
Give Stephen Meyer the greatest deke of all time. I really thought this was just going to be a routine fly ball. How about 105, 422 to dead center. It's a strong man right here. 18th home run on the season. Look, I just kept carrying it. You see it come down. That hit middle part of the batter's eye. That ball was blasted.
Sosa adds to his team lead in the home run department now with 18 on the season, and he's up to 70 RBI.
It puts him in the team lead for homers and RBI now.
Junior from Vieira, Florida, played at NC State the last 2 years, delivering for the Hurricanes to tie things up here in the 4th. Ground ball up the middle, the base hit. Alvarez stays hot. He has his 6th hit of the regional.
Well, I like that. Alvarez, the hard turn. We mentioned Coach Meade talked about their defense allowing the Ryder Bronx base runners to take that extra base right in front of them. Alvarez makes a hard turn and you put a little pressure. You never know. He might bobble it. Now, you mentioned NC State. Did you see how that game ended?
Oh.
Elliott Avance, 30-year career at NC State, ends in the elimination game on a clock violation strikeout.
That's not the kind of walk-off you're looking for.
When he started his career at NC State, I bet if you ask you like that, yes. That's never going to make the bingo card.
Oh, man.
It's where this game is going.
Gets away from the catcher, but tracked down by Boroff. Alvarez holds it first.
After the game, he was obviously upset and irate a little bit with the umpires, but then realized, like, hey, just now soak this in, right? It's the last one. Auburn players and coaches did a great job of giving, handshakes and hugs and just recognizing what type of career. I mean, well over 1,000 wins. Just being able to stick around for 30 years at one place is unbelievable.
2-1 to Dubovik. Ball 3. Alvarez at first. When you add what he did in the ACC tournament, he is now 13 for 22 in the postseason. Slow roller foul. That is not a freshman hitting the wall. That's a freshman blasting through the wall.
That's right. I like it.
Three and 2 the count to Dubovik with 2 down. Back up the middle, backhanded nicely. The throw to first is going to be wild. Bounces off the dugout. Troy tracks it down, 2nd and 3rd. Alvarez was off on the 3-2 pitch, and Darnell did well to keep it on the infield to keep him from going to 3rd, but then tried to make the play, could not. A throwing error keeps the inning going for Miami.
Yeah, this ball was smoked and a heck of a play. Look at that backhanded pick. I love it. The error, I'm okay with that because, you're thinking, hey, get out of this inning after this play. This would have been a heck of a play if he's able to make it. You can see the throw sail. But, again, that's one of those, as a coach, as a pitcher, like I'm okay with that one. I think this is what that conversation is going to be, too. Like, hey, great hustle play. Obviously keeps the ball in the infield at first, and then on the throw, you got guys moving up. But still, with 2 outs, chance to get out of an inning, maybe move some momentum from the defense going into the offense after you just gave up the lead. Right, this is the part, though, where Eric, you talked about Miami grinding in the box and Skylar Meade really giving them a lot of credit. This all starts with a 0-0 breaking ball off the front foot.
Yep.
Another quick out. So we have 2 outs and 5 pitches. And then a bunch of 2-out hits have just come on after the home run, and now a couple more 2-out hits.
They've been grinding.
Get deeper in the count.
Yeah, that was the formula in the win against Troy. Doing it here in the 4th. And it pays off. Base hit to right off the bat of Milano. It will bring in 2 runs. The freshmen continue to deliver for the Hurricanes, and they have their first lead. It's 4-2.
All right, this is just a little cutter. Stays on the inner third. This is good hitting right here, Milano. You see it spinning. Head down to the barrel. Big 2-out RBI. And the biggest thing that you see with these freshmen from Miami is their ability to not let the negative things that have happened to him. Milano, we've talked about it, hasn't been good on the defense side of the ball. He's DHing this game, and so he knows why he's DHing, but boy, he still goes out there, puts a good at bat, puts Miami ahead.
Big cut by Sheehan for strike 1. Milano gets his 2nd hit of the regional. He was 0 for 3 against Troy in game 1. RBI number 17 and 18 for the freshman from Miami.
Things happen fast. 3 2/3. He was at 37 pitches. Only 1 guy on. 15 pitches later, we got 4 in, and we got another guy in scoring position.
Gets away from the catcher, Boroff. Milano goes down to second with 2 down.
Now, we've talked about it for us. If we thought that game was going to be a 2-3 nothing, 3-run ball game,
No, I did not think that.
No.
Egan had retired 9 in a row before he hit Galvin with the pitch. Got Williams to pop up, but then the Sosa home run, the Alvarez single. It's being scored a straight error on the Dubovik to Darnell grounder. This is a grounder to the shortstop, Paiseki over to first, and that will do it as Shane is retired. But Miami scores 4. They're up 4-2 after 3.5 in Gainesville.
Boy, this late in the regionals, you're going to have to slug your way to the regional final, and that's what Miami did in the 4th inning. Tommy Egan cruising through 3 2/3, 37 pitches, but Miami's bats come hot. Sosa with the big 2-run homer. Gabriel Milano, the freshman, another 2-run single. Calera, 3 innings. He gives way to last night's starter, A.J. Sisker.
See Egan in the Troy dugout, and the new pitcher is on the mound for Miami. Yesterday's starter, A.J. Siskar, who went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 5 hits, 6 runs, just 1 earned of the 6 runs, threw 26 pitches and getting 2 outs last night.
Yeah, guy, really good stuff. Obviously, starter all year, coming back, so this is very, very not part of his routine when he warmed up through yesterday. Biggest thing for him, though, he is a strike thrower, and he did that yesterday. You see the line, no walks. You would think, well, hey, 5 hits, all that kind of stuff. He's giving up those runs. He was walking guys. He did not. Defense just let him down. So right now, if you're Miami, if he can give you anything, you got to feel really good with the lead now, and you got one of your best guys on the mound.
Calera goes 3, gives up 6 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, struck out 3, and throwing 65 pitches. This is the first relief appearance of the season for Siskar.
And I wonder if Calera would have stayed in the ball game if Siskar hadn't started getting loose. But once you got A.J. Siskar getting loose, because now that Miami takes the lead, maybe you want to try to stretch Calera one more time, but you weren't able to do it because with Siskar getting loose, once you start cranking it up, you got to get him in the ball game.
Popped up, shallow center field. Who's got it? Little bit of a bump, and it's going to be Williams who takes care of it for out number 1. I got it? No, I had it. You had it? I had it.
Center fielder Dubovic's calling it. You can see him mine. But Williams is not there. Who knows what happened, but talk about game of inches.
I mean,
last night, Miami drops that ball. Today, they've caught him.
That's true.
Hey,
I had the feeling, too, JD was in the dugout saying, here we go again.
Here we go again.
Why can't we do easy things?
It doesn't have to look pretty. Just have to catch it.
They got it. Slow roller right side. Who's on the cover? Siskar got over there. Did he win the battle to the bag? He did. Markham retired, 2 down.
A nice job right here covering first. You got a fast hitter, left-hander out of the box. A.J. Siskar, the ground ball. Watch him fist pump. Got him. I'll make the call for you.
Sosa, too, on the call. I know this is something that Siskar's unaccustomed to coming in as a reliever. I just get the feeling last night when we saw him in the dugout how upset he was with how his start in that emotional atmosphere, rivalry game against Florida, full house. I mean, there was amazing atmosphere last night, and he left the game down 6-1. And I guarantee you he was like, I just won another chance. And here this chance is the next afternoon.
Oh, I'd be willing to bet the moment, actually probably when Coach Artiaga went out to pull him, I bet that was the talk, like, hey, we're pulling you right now, but I'm going to need you. Like, it's going to happen, right?
You threw 26
you
pitches.
threw 26 pitches. It was like an extended bullpen. All right, do what you got to do to recover because I'm going to need you if we're going to keep going.
0-2 the count to Paiseki. Out of play.
And even if that wasn't the talk from the coach, that's the talk from a guy who wants the ball. And at this point of the season, you're going to have to do things you haven't done all year. Unless you're obviously sitting, you know, you go 2-0 and it's just all lined up. But if you have to go through the loser's bracket and happen to get to the regional final and create an if necessary game, move on, all those types of things, you're going to have guys do things they haven't done.
This is for a ball, 1-2. One thing that we know the sophomore from Western Florida can do is throw strikes. Got great control, won't walk a lot. 1-2 to Paiseki. Out of play. Count evens up 2-2 to Aaron Paiseki. 1 for 2 today. 5 for 11 in the regional. To the left side. To Goody. Over to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for A.J. Siskar. It's got to feel good for the sophomore. Glove and hand check. All clear. Miami up 4-2. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. We're at the University of Florida, day 3 of the Gainesville Regional. Eric Freed, Lance Cormier, and our crew. Our second elimination game Miami fell behind 2-0 to Troy, but they lead 4-2 as Tommy Egan back on the hill for Troy as he gets set to work in the 5th inning. You see what he did in the opening round. Lost to Miami in relief, 5 earned runs, walked a couple, but it's been a different pitcher today, although he's coming out of a bouncy, rough inning against Miami in the 4th. Gave up 4 runs. And he starts with strike 1 to Brandon Degody, grounded to third his first time. One and one.
Stuff is still sharp. I mean, that was a very nice slider outside, but every team's going to make a run at it. You got to be able to just spot that run, close it up. When that run happens, you need defensive plays. We almost saw Darnell make an outstanding play. I thought that should have been a hit and then an error. But as a pitcher, I'm okay with the error, right? Because Egan's only got 2 earned runs instead of 4.
Chopped to third, Pine across the first. Degody's retired. 1 down here in the 5th for Miami. Top of the order for the Hurricanes. Ogden is 1 for 2. Solid single to center field for Jake Ogden. He's got his 5th hit of the regional. There is activity out in the Troy bullpen. Zach Crotchfeld starting to get loose. Max Galvin hit by a pitch his last time.
I think if you ask Skylar Meade, especially if he gets out of this inning, if you go, hey, like it's 4-2 going into the bottom of the 5th, you're down, but Egan gave you 5 innings, he would have taken it.
There goes Ogden, good throw in time as Boroff throws out Ogden.
Ogden with a good jump, but how about the throw? Even better throw, right on the money. Thought the tag was a little slow getting there. They're definitely going to challenge this. Ogden felt like he got in there. Ooh, I think he does.
Might have,
I think he does. Because the tag was slow.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, the throw was there in time, but it took a moment for the glove to get down because he didn't get it down on the hand or the arm. He waited until the backside.
It's on the belt, basically. Yeah. Because a lot of times you'll see guys go straight down, and that's when you see the athletic swim move slide, and they miss. So he tries to find the runner Ogden, but I think he's late on that. I think this will get reversed.
Great throw by Boroff, but our first look, I agree with you, Lance. I think this is a candidate for reversal here. And you can hear the reaction from the Miami fans in the stands watching it on the big screen here at Condren Ballpark. They seem to agree.
That's a good screen, too. It's
nice and sharp.
Yeah, nice and sharp screen here at Condren
That in your living
Ballpark.
room, you'd love it. So right now it's being reviewed at the replay center in Pittsburgh. They'll make the decision and pass it along to our field crew here in Gainesville. Busy weekend in Pittsburgh. The 16 sites going all weekend, and you get a live look at the operations center in Pittsburgh and their staff, and they are there as long as there's a game being played, obviously, because we were the ones who had that 1:45 a.m. We're still playing Friday night between these two teams. Here comes the call from Linus Baker. Ooh, call stands. I'm surprised. They must think they didn't have a conclusive look, but to me that looked like the hand got in there before the tag. No tag, no tag. I mean, they could make the argument that from that angle you couldn't tell whether or not he hit the shoulder in time. He would have had to hit the shoulder for it to be out. Just waiting for the belt? No.
A lot of times you can really tell by the player's reaction. He went straight to the helm, like his ears, and was like, look, I'll beat it by a little bit. But all in all, though, heck of a throw by Boroff. He's got 2 guys picked off now. Or that would go down and caught stealing.
Same guy each time, by the way. Two and one the count to Galvin. Two and two. Go back to Lance's point right at the top of our telecast. The team that played the cleanest, that makes plays, that doesn't beat themselves, is going to have the advantage here. And Boroff behind the plate has come up with a couple of good plays to erase runners on the bases.
And super nice because he's been DHing both games, so it's his first game behind the plate. Giving Jimmy Janicki a spell to go to right field and save his legs, but he's a throwback catcher.
Janicki's going to get a chance at this one, or will he? Back to the track, and he can't get it. Max Galvin goes deep. Second home run of the game for Miami. 5-2 Canes.
The ball just doesn't have as much juice as it did earlier. The slider just spinning in the zone. Max Galvin. Beautiful swing right here, right into the bullpen. Okay. Look at Mr. White. He's the guy who's doing the backflip, so we know he's athletic. The hops right there. What is that, home run number 3?
This is the tally for Gainesville right now for the 4 teams here in this regional.
We're thinking
23 home runs.
I like the hat. Cuban coffee. You got to get fired up.
Line shot to center field. Williams has his first hit of the afternoon.
Yeah, he had 114 home runs on Friday. 106 were hit on Saturday. Atlanta, Athens, and Gainesville all are over 20.
We've done our part.
Yeah,
here.
we have definitely helped this out.
We have contributed to the total. Much to Tommy Egan's chagrin because he's given up 2 home runs today. 5 home runs in the regional for Miami. And here comes Skylar Meade, and this should be all for Tommy Egan. Skylar, Meade pointed out, I think it was Linus Baker who was heading out, and Skylar's like, what are we doing here? You know what we're doing? We're waiting for the entry for Zach Crotchfeld. He's ready once he leaves the bullpen. You'll see him on the mound next. Well, Tommy Egan, much improved over his relief appearance against Miami, but he does leave the game trailing and responsible for the runner on first. 4 2/3, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Second appearance of the regional for Zach Crotchfeld out of Jackson, New Jersey. Was good out of the pen yesterday against Ryder. Picked up the win for the Trojans.
Yeah, he's a guy with probably the best stuff when it comes to the Detroit bullpen. Look at those punch outs. He's a guy that's also been really hot. Last 4 appearances, 10 2/3. 13 punch-outs, only 1 earned run. So for Troy, they need him to lock down this Miami lineup, who has been hot. They've scored 4 in the 4th, 1 here in the 5th.
There goes the runner. Here comes Boroff throwing again, little high, and getting in safely is Williams. 10th stolen base of the season for Derek Williams.
I like the aggressiveness right here by Miami. You know the relievers coming in, not paying any attention to the base runner. Williams does a great job on first movement, takes off. You know the relievers coming in thinking, hey, I got one thing, get in the strike zone, so stole that right off the pitcher.
1-0 to Sosa, who homered his last time up. 1-1.
Coach will come in and be like, all right, 2 outs, focus on the hitter. Obviously you do, but you also don't want to just allow the base runner to just take an easy base, get in a scoring position. Now just a little bleeder or some type of error costs you a run.
It's a solid single to right, and it will cost them a run. Around comes Williams, bobbled in right field by Janicki. Sliding into second is Sosa, and Miami is on top 6-2 in the 5th.
Well, Sosa is starting to heat up, man. We saw the home run. How about this double right here? Just shoves the hands in. That ball's coming in on him. Able to keep it fair. Janicki, this is going to be a double already, but the bobble doesn't help.
And you're right, it is scored a double. 3rd RBI of the game for Sosa, giving him 71 now on the season. Out in front, Boroff calls for it. He can't pick it up. So Alvarez is aboard with another hit. 1st and 3rd with 2 down. Dubovic steps in, 0 for 2, reached on an error and scored in the 4th.
I can tell you the approach has changed once Crotchfeld has come into the ball game. And these Miami hitters are being uber aggressive. I mean, every pitch he throws, they're hacking.
Still hacking. Fouled off. It's 0-2 to Dubovic.
And sometimes that can get into your head as a pitcher because you feel like now I got to be perfect. I can't just throw this ball and get any part of the plate because I know they're swinging. And so that's an approach sometimes that can go your way as a hitting team. But if you get a guy that's on, and obviously he's using the corners and pitching up and down, it can go against you. But right now, Miami's bats are hot.
1-2. Canes had 1 hit in the first 3 innings. 3 hits in the 4th. 5 hits here in the 5th.
You're going to forget about, think where we would be if that call happens to get overturned like we thought. So gave another run away.
When you look at it, you say 5 hits, but only 2 runs scored so far this inning. And Troy trying to escape just with the 2 runs scored. Another 1-2 to Dubovic. 2-2.
Eric, I have a cool not trivia question, but we can. I don't know if we want to get into it now, but in the first inning of the game in Chicago, I gave up 5 hits in 1 inning and no runs.
You want me to figure out how that happened, that you gave up no runs?
Crushing the whip, but it still walked off with a 0.
Good job by Boroff to block it. Runners hold. I got to imagine there was an elite pickoff in there.
No pickoffs.
Okay, no pickoffs.
Was a double play, so.
It was a double play, so there's 2.
Right, so you got first guy hit, double play.
Who was your catcher?
I don't even remember what team. I think it's the Braves.
You would remember if he threw someone out trying to steal.
Didn't throw any steal.
Okay.
So leadoff hit, double play, 3 singles. The third one, or would have been the 4th one. See a ball down right here, 92 for the walk. The 3rd straight single was infield single, so now you got bases loaded, 4 hits, 2 outs. Nobody ran in yet. A laser off the base runner. So guy gets a hit. He's happy, but no run score. I walk off with 5 hits. The whip sitting at 2.5, but I got a 0.
I don't know if I could have come up with that combination, that sequence of events.
People don't remember the batted ball off the base runner counts as a hit. They forget about that one.
You didn't. You'll never forget that one.
No. It was hit so hard he had no shot to get out of the way.
0-1 to Milano. Singled in a couple of runs his last time. It's 0-2. All right. Did you get the win?
No, I was about to say, needless to say, I probably didn't see the 3rd.
I was going to say, man, I dodged every bullet there is. I can't. I'm going to settle in and just deal for the next 4 innings.
No, the writing was on the wall. The stuff wasn't good that day.
Just ask the base runner who got smoked by the line drive. He'd be the first to tell you your stuff wasn't that good that day.
I'd be the first to tell me.
1-2 to Milano, 1 for 2 today. 2 runs in, bases loaded, 2 outs for Miami, trying to bust it open here in the 5th. Ground ball, could be trouble. The backhand, the long throw to first. What a play made by Paiseki to leave him loaded.
Hey, you need plays like this. I mean, it's 6-2, looking defeat in the face right here. Paiseki, look at this backhand and the strong throw all the way across the diamond. That's huge.
NCAA Regionals coverage continues tomorrow on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home of all NCAA championships. Regions don't necessarily go to Sunday for that if necessary Game 7, but we've had the weather. So outside of the fact of needing that if necessary game, there's going to be play coming up on Monday.
Absolutely. Got to stay hydrated.
We got
you
two
got the
things
snow
going
cone
on.
right here.
We got the shades. I think
Oversized shades with the snow cone.
we needed the fan things around the neck.
Definitely needed that.
It's toasty up.
But what are the chances that red snow cone's not making the shirt?
Oh, that's why you wear a red shirt. That's how I dress my kids. Like, what kind of ice cream we're getting today? Where are we going? We're going to get Italian.
Yeah,
with
but I
sauce?
say we got spaghetti coming up.
Yeah, red
pizza.
shirts tonight,
Yep.
kids. Bottom of the fifth.
How will A.J. Siskar respond? It's been 23 minutes. That was a very long inning for him. We saw yesterday Florida's eighth inning. Jackson Barberry went down to the bullpen to throw off the mound. He had a 40-minute wait.
That inning was so long. I mean, he doesn't mind because his teammates are hitting 5 home runs. Looks like we got a little comms issue that they have to fix with Siskar.
And the exact same thing happened on that 40-minute inning.
Batteries went dead?
Batteries went dead. I mean, that's so if the offense is putting up runs, you might want to put the pitch comm on the charger.
Good question about how will Siskar respond after Miami scored a couple of runs last inning. It wasn't quite what we would call now a Cormier, where you give up 5 hits and no runs. 5 hits, 2 runs scored by Miami. The great defensive play to close things out by Paisecki to retire Milano, leaving him loaded.
Well,
Ball 3.
If Troy's able to make a comeback and just make this more of a ball game, that's one of those plays you need to circle, because that was a big league play by Anthony Paisecki.
Well, you had that play and the 2 plays by the catcher today.
Aaron, excuse me.
Boroff, right?
Yeah. I mean, couple throwouts, and then I called him Aaron Paisecki.
Fly ball down the left field line. This is hit pretty well down towards the corner, and it's a fair ball. Up off the wall, that's Pine slamming on the brakes around second. He'll hold there with a leadoff double.
Max Galvin's playing to pull, but he's in the left center field gap. Nice job right here, just keeping this ball fair. A lot of times you'll see hitters go out there, the bat starts to hook around, and they'll hit a rocket shot foul, and all it is the strike. But Josh Pine he already has the home run. Now he's got the double.
Cavill 1 for 2 today. Fouls it off for strike 1.
Just in case you let it creep in your mind that the Trojans weren't going to lay down and die right here. This is not in their DNA. This is going to be a team that's going to fight till the end.
One and one. The Aussie call from the stands for the Aussie at the plate. Trojans fell behind Miami 4-0 in their meeting earlier in the regional. Scored 3 to make it a 4-3 game. It was 5-3 Miami in the 8th when Nelson delivered the 408-foot home run, 2-run shot.
Siskar's going to get the warning. He was ready to pitch before Blake Cavill had his eyes on him. It's a rule that allowed the pitcher not to quick pitch the hitter.
Cavill with a big cut. It's 3-2.
You'll start to see hitters nowadays, they'll get in the box and their heads will be like looking backwards, and they're looking at the clock behind it going, all right, now I'm ready, and they'll flip their head right before the time.
All right. There was the warning, but then the violation results in ball 4, and Cavill's aboard.
And you can see Siskar's reaction. He knows it. Slaps his leg. So he's coming set before.
Cavill knew it too.
Yeah,
he knew, crafty guy.
Gamesmanship right there.
He was just like, I am not looking. I'm looking side eye at the clock or do anything but looking at the pitcher, knowing I've got that time, and Alp was ready for it. Good catch there by Cavill, and he's aboard, 2 on, and that will bring Gutierrez out for a conversation.
You see, that's the clock he's looking at. So at the corner of his eye, he's looking at that clock. That's the on-deck circle of Miami. So the left-handed hitter is staring at that clock. We can see there's a clock behind the left-handed hitter that the pitcher can see. It's on the board that moves. And you got the 20 seconds, but he's got to be looking. He has to be looking up by 8 seconds, but the pitcher has to make sure the eyes are on him.
Two on, nobody out in the 5th with Miami on top by 4.
There you see the Gainesville Regional. You see that 20. So that's where the right-hander can peek at. Also, the pitcher can see that one as it's counting down now.
Fly ball to right off the bat of Janicki. Drifting back is Williams to the track. Tagging at second, heading to third is Pine, 1 down. We're surprised Janicki swung at the first pitch.
Yeah, it's going to go down as obviously a productive out. You move the runner, but boy, game situation like this, you got 2 on, nobody out. That's when you need your star to come up and get a big hit.
Meyer had a big hit in the first. 2-out single brought in the first run for Troy. He takes strike 1. Especially after Siskar gave up the double to Pine, got called for a violation. Pitching coach goes out to try to slow things down. Now he hits Meyer hard in the back. Bases are loaded for Troy with 1 down.
Well, he really pulls this ball.
Got him in the elbow, actually.
Yeah, Alvarez set up on the outside part of the plate, and this ball goes all the way in on that elbow pad. I can tell you one thing, the Troy hitters, they're not getting out of the way. They're going to wear that every single time they have an opportunity to.
Adam Godwin, first base coach, down there with Meyer. Took 1 for the team, and now it's Nelson. 0 for 1 with a walk today. Showed you at the top of the show, Nelson had the big hit in the 8th inning in the first matchup with Miami, a 2-run home run that tied the game at 5. Miami would score 5 in the bottom of the 8th to pick up the win over the Trojans. Now they meet in an elimination game here in Gainesville.
I mean, you see those runners stay there because Alvarez just makes a ball in the dirt. So routine how he just smothers that thing and hops so quickly on it.
Ground ball to second, could be 2. Miami needs it, and they cannot turn it. Should have been the end of the inning, but it is not. A run scores, and it's 6-3.
Boy, this is the clean baseball you're talking about, Eric.
I think Miami may be out here to have a conversation with the umpires about the slide into second base by Meyer.
Yeah, Coach Artiago asking second base umpire Tommy Separulo, like, hey, was the slide too hard? Did he go through it? But that looked like your classic 6-4-3 out of a big inning. Siskar was walking off the mound. And this is obviously not an error, right? It's not going to go down as an error because you can't assume a double play, but that's as easy as it's going to be.
Yeah, I don't know what the protest is here. It can't be a slide into second because Meyer was nowhere close. But again, we talked about it last night in the Florida game. That's been a theme for Miami. They know it, but the question is, can they do anything about it? That should be a simple, tailor-made 4-6-3. They couldn't turn it. A run scores, and the inning's not over yet for Troy. 1st and 3rd, now with 2 down.
Yeah, this is where you got to make the team pay. I watched the infield practice. I mean, they hit nonstop just balls where they worked on backhand flips, forehand flips. And they're putting in the work. It just comes down to execution when you get on the field.
Fly ball to left. Galvin is under it, and he's got it. So it costs Miami just a run. We head to the 6-3 Hurricanes over the Trojans. Back here in Gainesville, Florida, number 2 seed in the Gainesville Regional, Miami. Number 3 seed, Troy, in an elimination game. Troy jumped out to a 2-0 lead, but then Miami answered back to score 6 times to make it 6-2. Troy getting one back in the 5th inning as we head on to the 6th. The winner to take on Florida tonight, 5 o'clock Eastern time here at Condren Ballpark. Van Shane to lead things off for the Hurricanes. Looking to bunt his way on. He pops it up, and the play is made by Crotchfeld, the pitcher, 1 down.
That's one of my favorite things as a pitcher. First pitch out like that, and especially an easy out where it's just a little bunt, you go catch it.
You don't have time for the first baseman or the third baseman to call you off. It's like, this is my ball.
No, but just a matter, it's the first pitch out.
Yeah.
Is the biggest thing, but also just an easy out. You're not even worried about it. It's just no dive necessary. He runs it down.
Don't have to take a couple of minutes walking around the mound because you're exhausted for running 10 feet to it. That wasn't you, though. Elite athlete. DeGote takes the ball. It's 2-0. He's grounded out the third a couple of times. There's a strike. It's 2-1. DeGote went in defensively against Troy a couple of days ago. And his name came up in the batting order, and he delivered at the plate, and he has delivered again against Troy. Had a 2-run double in that win against Troy, and he comes up with his first hit of the game here today with 1 out in the 6th.
Coach Arteaga's talked about the underclassmen, the freshmen. DeGote's a sophomore, but the guys that they have are really stepping up and playing huge roles in Miami's success this season. Not only the regular season, but as they move into the postseason.
There's Jake Ogden. He takes strike 1. Ogden 2 for 3 today, singled in the first, again in the 5th. He's been thrown out on the bases twice, however. Rounded to second in the 4th. Little squibber past the pitcher. This could be trouble. Ogden beating it down the line. And a good play by Darnell just in time to get Ogden 2 down. Goody to second.
Jam shot right here, just all over the knuckles. Once he gets past the pitcher, you got only one shot. Look how quick Sean Darnell makes that. You have no opportunity to take another step. It's just catch, throw, fires a strike to get the out.
2 down for Galvin. It is 3rd homer of the season, his last time. Breaking ball in there for strike 1. Oh, and 2. Galvin last year in the regional round and super regional round combined had 14 hits in the NCAA tournament. He's got 5 hits here in the regional in 2026. Zach Crutchfeld ready with the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball too short, backhanded there by Paiseki. The throw across is a good one to get Galvin and retire the side. We have played 5.5 here in this elimination game in Gainesville, 6-3 Miami.
The real fun just getting started.
Run straight for the breakaway.
The celebration is on.
Countdown is on to Omaha. Countdown is on to having 16 teams remaining in the tournaments. We'll know by hopefully the end of Monday. Who knows with weather, but that's the plan, to have the 8 super regional sites set and the 16 teams playing. Troy hoping to get there. We're going to need a comeback here. They gave up 6 runs to Miami today. All 6 runs for the Hurricanes, coming with 2 outs.
Yeah, how about the 2-out hitting? 7 for 14, a solid 500, and that's just sometimes a little focus, execution, trying to think about, hey, putting yourself in the dugout before you actually are. Got to be able to finish an inning.
Line drive down the left field line. That is just foul. Hit hard by the leadoff hitter, Jabe Boroff. Winner heads to the Gainesville Regional Final to take on 2-0 Florida. Gators with a walk-off win over Rider, and then the 22-10 victory over Miami last night, a game that took 4 hours and 12 minutes, ended at 12:49 a.m. Eastern Time. Second try looks to be the one that will count. Boroff hooked the first, but the second one made the adjustment. The home run for the catcher, his 6th of the season. And Troy gets a little closer.
Eric, you don't see this happen very often where a guy will hit a ball out of the yard, foul, so he gets that strike, feels good. A lot of times you see the punch out, but not right here. It's 110 for 33. He puts a good swing on it. He says, let me make sure it's foul. Or wait up, no, it's fair. And guess what? It's out of the ballpark. Second one we've seen leave Condren Family Ballpark after Cade Kurland's blast last night. Jay Boroff does it again.
Second home run for Troy today. That's 4 combined for the two teams. That gives us 24 total home runs here in the Gainesville Regional. Boroff's been excellent behind the plate today, and he delivers at the plate with the bat. And now the number 9 hitter, Houston Markham, follows up with a base hit, his 2nd of the game. And here come the Trojans in the 6th.
The Trojans have put together a consistent offense. They keep coming at you. Biggest thing for them, though, it's just been solo runs. They haven't been able to put up a crooked number.
Activity quickly resuming in the Miami bullpen after 3 hard-hit balls. The one that went foul off the bat of Boroff, the one that went fair for the home run off of Boroff, and now a hard-hit single by Markham. Top of the order, Paiseki. Take strike 1. Paiseki 1 for 3 today. 5 for 12 in the regional. 1-1. Soft liner over the glove of Sheehan into left field, left center field. Picked up by Dubovic, and it is 3 straight hits for Troy here in the 6th. 2nd of the game for Paiseki.
Well, I love how he just keeps the bat in the zone. This is a slider down. Not even going to be a strike, but just slices it right over the shortstop's head. Just out of the reach of Vance Sheehan. Thought off the bat he was going to be right at him, but it just kept carrying a little bit. And Trojans got 2 guys on, nobody out. We got a lot of stirring in the Miami bullpen.
Jake Dorn, the lefty, the first one working for Miami. There he is, number 44. Now maybe buying a little time is Alonso Alvarez as he talks to Siskar.
Lyndon Glidewell
trying to get into the bullpen. Siskar didn't get out of the first inning against the Gators last night. Troy figuring him out as he works through the lineup for a second time. Through 26 pitches last night getting the start, 36 pitches into his relief appearance, and he faces Josh Pine, who's 2 for 3 today, a home run and a double, a couple of runs scored. Strike 1.
Mentioned before in these regionals, coaching staffs will show you what they feel like the final score is going to be.
That's slicing foul and out of play, and it's 0-2.
You're in the bottom of the 6th, a 2-run ball game. You got 2 guys on with nobody out. You're thinking, maybe you'll bunt him over. You got the 2-hole. You got your 3- and 4-hole hitters, the big-time RBI guys. No, this is where coaches know, hey, 6 runs is not going to do it. This is going to be, how can you outslug somebody?
In on the hands, dropping quickly, and it will fall in for a base hit. They'll hold the runner at third. Galvin gave a great effort, just couldn't get there. And it's 4 straight hits for Troy here in the 6th.
Not a bad pitch by Siskar. Gets in on the hands and just enough. Like you said, Max Galvin, great effort. That ball bounces right off his face. Again, they drop it in right there, and you see it's going to be it for Siskar. Got the meat of the order for Troy coming up. Opportunities to truly turn this into a crooked udder and do some more damage.
6-4 Miami, bases loaded. Nobody out for Troy in the 6th. AJ Siskar, a moment ago, heading to the dugout here for Miami. He leaves with the bases loaded and nobody out. So far, giving up 2 earned runs, 5 hits in 2 innings of work. And he gives way to Jake Dorn, who makes his first appearance of this regional.
Yeah, the senior's got really good numbers. I mean, this is 29 appearances, so he's one of those guys not afraid to take the ball. 5-1 on the year. Love to see hits less than innings. The strikeouts are more than innings. Maybe a tad bit too much walks. He's going to attack you with the 90 mile an hour, 91. A lot of movement.
Last pitch in the ACC tournament, went an inning and a third, gave up a couple of hits, walked 3, wasn't charged with a run. He comes in a tough spot. Markham at third, Pisecki at second, Pine at first. Bases are loaded for Blake Cavell.
Yeah, this is a spot where you're not trying to be perfect as a reliever. Your ultimate goal is, can you keep the lead, right? I mean, you got to assume a run's probably going to score, maybe 2, but don't give up the lead if you can manage it.
Cavell goes fishing, can't get it. It's strike 1. Singleton scored in the first. Popped to the catcher in the third and walked in the 5th. 0-2.
Love that right here. Coming in, pumping strikes. You get the chase up. Hitter's just frustrated himself, and you go ahead and dot a fastball down and away. Now he's really frustrated because he took a good pitch to hit, and he's down 0-2.
Fly ball to shallow center field. Dubovik coming in, steps into it. Runner holds, the throw's a high one, but Alvarez makes another good play at the catcher's position to keep it in front and hold on to it.
Again, that's huge. That's exactly what you needed. Now you're obviously 1 pitch away. You get a double ball. You can see the frustration on Cavell. Knows that you don't get many opportunities. Bases loaded, nobody out. Tight ball game like this. Knows he's got to drive in runs, but this is where your superstar, we've mentioned it, they have to show up and shine in the biggest moments, and none bigger than this one for Jimmy Janicki.
Sun Belt Player of the Year steps in. 1 for 3 today, takes ball 1.
I really think that first pitch up, the check swing where he wasn't able to hold up for Cavell, really put himself in a defensive at bat.
Janicki leading the team across the board. Hitting, home runs, RBI. 3 for 12 in the regional. Big cut, it's 1-1.
He's a guy that's going to pitch up in the zone. He's got some high induced vertical breaks. Those balls got some carry.
Gets away from the catcher, Alvarez. Tracks it down, but too late. Markham scores. 2 runs in the inning at 6-5.
Been praising Alvarez all regional long. This is one where he just doesn't get the glove down in time. I think he thought it was going to get to him, but once he saw it was going to go to the dirt, left the wickets wide open.
2-1 to Janicki. In on the hands, pop up. Still travels quite a bit though. Deep left field. Galvin's got it, tagging at third. And coming home is Paiseki. We're tied at 6 in Gainesville. Did not sound like he got a lot of that, but he got plenty of it, just showing his strength perhaps.
That's exactly right. He had one of those go to right field off the handle. This one gets in on the handle, but he is strong enough. You don't have 70-plus RBI if you're not getting it done in multiple ways. Now, if you're Troy, can you get a big 2-out hit? Because not only you fight back, but there's a big thing in taking the lead and taking that momentum squarely back in your dugout.
Stephen Meyer with a runner at second and 2 outs, takes strike 1. Troy ends up bringing in runs via a wild pitch and a sacrifice fly to tie it at 6. Inning started for Skylar Mead's team with a solo home run by Boroff. Alvarez blocks that one, swing and a miss. It's 1-2.
It's a really good breaking ball from Dorn. Slows it up. It was 79. He had been hard all game. Gets it down. Use that aggressiveness from the hitter.
Meyer sends it out to left field to Galvin. He's got it, and we've got a new ball game as we head to the 7th inning in Gainesville. The elimination game tied at 6 after 6.
Talk about a crooked number, Eric. They hadn't had one until the 6th inning right here. Lean back, big fella. Lean back, finish high. Jay Boroff with a monster blast. And then Troy with the bases loaded gets a run on a wild pitch. Jimmy Janicki, RBI leader. Sack fly, playing the game the right way. Troy's able to tie up the ball game. 3 innings to go. We got 6-6. There's been 12 pitching changes for the Hurricanes.
How many total pitchers used? I think we just had that number. Was it 14?
I think 13.
13, okay.
Yeah. If you have a LHP or an RHP by your name, you better be ready to go.
I just counted up the number of LHPs and RHPs on their roster, and I count 17. Fly ball to shallow center field. Playing deep was Meyer, but he's got time to get under it. One pitch, one out as Williams is retired.
Yeah, I think there's
so that's
17 or 18 guys, but obviously now your rosters are at 34. They shrink a little bit, so maybe a couple of those guys aren't on this part of it, not able to throw.
I'm just going on the season roster. And
right.
That would include the Game 1 starter, Rob Evans, for Miami.
Correct.
So you've gone through a lot. He looks like he's got a long arm.
First base,
got
though.
Some eligibility. Yeah,
got a mitt. He says, no, I'm a first baseman.
Yeah. Here's Alex Sosa, 2 for 3 today. Takes strike one. So Miami's on their third pitcher. This is the second pitcher for Troy. Egan went 4 2/3, giving way to Crotchfeld, who came on with 2 outs in the 5th. Nothing happening in that Troy bullpen, so Troy hoping they could get every last ounce they can out of the big lefty on the mound right now.
Well, I believe that's why they took him out. He looked really good in his 2/3 of an inning yesterday, and then that's when Troy put up some runs, and they're like, all right, get him out of the game, save him for a longer extended inning in this one.
Ground ball into the shift. Darnell on the grass in the outfield. 2 down. Alonso Alvarez will come to the plate. 2 for 3 this afternoon, 7 for 11 in the regional. That average keeps going up and up here in the postseason, now up above 340. Ground ball, shortstop. Paiseki slides, throws, got him.
Well, how about Aaron Paiseki? We saw one a couple innings ago deep in the hole and to the third base side. How about going up the middle, the sliding grab, finish off the inning, the fist pump from Blake Cavill.
Got another good one between Troy and Miami. When they met on Friday, Miami had the late push to the finish line to pick up the 10-5 win. Troy was up early. Miami came back to take the lead, and now Skylar Mead's team has answered back to tie it after 3 runs in the 6th inning. Just 5 pitches in the top of the 7th inning thrown by the Troy pitcher, Zach Crotchfeld. Now we're ready for the home half of the 7th inning in a 6-6 game. You were talking earlier about like a number that coaches look at where they have to get to. Is this a game where first 1 to 10 wins? Is there a number that pops in your head here? Or am I going too low there?
Yeah, I hope it's the first 1 to 10. That's one of those where we have seen some crazy numbers. Look, we haven't even gotten to the 8th inning yet. We've had 4 games, 29 total runs in the 8th inning alone. So there's been some 8th inning magic.
Hey.
It's the bottom of the 7th, so I think we got a lot of scoring left.
So the game is about to begin.
Yeah.
If we're going
Glad
by
you
what's
joined
happening
us,
in
because here we go.
Gainesville. Drew Nelson fouls it off. He's down to the count 0-2. Jake Dorn came on with the bases loaded and nobody out. Got Cavill to fly out. Run scored on a wild pitch. Janicki brought in a run on a sacrifice fly and then another fly out to the left fielder, Galvin. So he works here with the bases empty as Nelson gets everything together. Struck out in the first, reached on the walk in the third, brought in a run on a fielder's choice in the 5th. Dorn falls down as he delivers the 1-2. The 2-2. Nelson, Darnell, and Boroff, 6, 7, and 8 to face Dorn for the first time. You going to give the just missed, or should I give the just missed?
You go and take that one.
Just missed. Fly ball to the center fielder. Gubovic under it. One down.
Good setup pitches. 1-2, fall down, throw one up. 2-2, hit the ball off the backstop. Next one, fastball, 89 down the middle, get you a fly out.
That's next level thinking
Man,
right there.
Some guys are just that good.
There's Darnell 0 for 3 today. 3 for 12 in the regional.
When you hear pitchers, they talk about how you set up hitters. I mean, sometimes you got to do it unconventional ways.
Ball 1 to Darnell.
Probably not the best way to go about
I
it.
can't wait to see what's going to happen here. Two and 0. Two and 1. 1 run in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th for the Trojans. Winner of this game takes on the Gators, 5 o'clock Eastern time here in Gainesville in our regional final. Florida needs 1 win to advance to the Supers. Winner of this game would need to win twice to get to the Supers, including a meeting tomorrow.
Congratulations. You get to face Liam Peterson.
How about that? First round draft pick waiting in the wings at 5 o'clock for you here.
There's a lot of coaches around the SEC that when Kevin O'Sullivan talks about possible injuries and stuff to his pitching staff, and no one feels sorry for him because the types of arms that he calls on every single year, they just keep producing first round talent after first round talent, and Liam Peterson is the next in line.
3-2. Dorn gets the strikeout. 2 down here in the 7th.
A good recovery right here by Dorn. And hitters, when it comes at it, you swing at strikes and you take balls, and that's the recipe to hit. It's a lot easier said than done, especially when you have guys with the stuff that they have. But 3-2, if he's able to lay off that, he gets a base runner, but he's not. Dorn picks up the punch out.
Here is Jabe Boroff with 2 down. It is 6th homer of the season, his last time. Do we have a 7th? We do. Long gone, look out on Hull Road. Jabe Boroff puts Troy in front. 7-6 Trojans.
Gotta take a selfie with the ball. Jabe Boroff. The one before this, 433. How about this one? 417. He almost hit a car, by the way. I was about to say, you might want to be careful with the fastball over the middle, and sure enough, he makes him pay.
Ball 1 to Markham. All right, so it's tracking the bounce. Looks like everything was okay, although we're still going.
Perfect timing, though, by the car. Just a little slower. I think he saw it. They put the brakes on.
Three home runs today for Troy, giving them 4 for the regional.
Though you better be careful. Jay Boroff comes in there. He's a big man. He comes in hot, especially the excitement like that. He's going to knock you down. He likes catching. He says, Coach, how about you put me behind the plate a little bit more?
Yeah.
I lock in better.
So here's where we saw the person who grabbed the home run ball, just showing this is where it ended. And in the background is the ballpark where it came from, 400 plus feet away. 2-1 to Markham. Just off, it's 2-2. Three and 2. 25 home runs and counting here in the Gainesville Regional. Warm day, light breeze, ball is jumping. Markham fouls it back.
Hey, I like that, Eric. You actually stood up,
We were
reached
ready.
for that one. We
Oh,
were
no.
100% ready.
I'm here to make plays.
Okay.
Whether or not I can make the play, different story. The effort will be there.
All we can ask.
3-2. This is hit well to right field. Going back is Williams. Williams looking up. Another one is gone. Back-to-back jacks from the 8 and 9 hitters for Troy. 8-6 Trojans.
Eric, these teams have been trading blows. Super emotional game right here. How about home run number 2? That ball is above his letters. Line drive into the bullpen. And guess what? Helmet number, no, hang on to it. Let it go. Helmet number 3 on the ground for the Troy runners.
That will be it for Jake Dorn. Got the first 2 outs of the inning, but the 8-9 hitters, a little curtain call. I love it. New pitcher coming on for Miami. Troy back in front by 2 here in Gainesville. Here's the Gainesville Regional Bracket. Florida 2-0. They are in the driver's seat. They'll play in the regional final tonight, 5 o'clock Eastern time, against the winner of this game. Right now it's Troy leading Miami 8-6 in the 7th inning. 1 win in Florida will stay home and host the Super Regional round. If Florida falls in that game tonight, there will be 1 game winner take all at a time to be determined tomorrow. Miami goes back to the bullpen. Frank Menendez, the junior lefty, the latest to come on after back-to-back home runs hit by Boroff and then Markham.
Sparingly used Menendez. This will be his 9th appearance. He only has 5 total innings. The junior's got a live arm up to 97, 98 with the fastball. You see right there that 11 though. It's sometimes it doesn't matter how hard you throw, you got to be able to throw the ball over the plate. When you walk 11 in 5 innings, the ERA is not going to be nice.
Well, even though he doesn't have a ton of experience this season, this game is far from over. As you mentioned, the 8th inning has been the big inning in this regional. We're still in the 7th, so Miami's got to find a way to keep this tight here, with Menendez coming out of the pen, and he starts with ball 1 to Paiseki. If you're Troy, you keep the foot on the gas here.
Absolutely.
Try to stay away from those high leverage guys in the bullpen, knowing you've got to turn around and play Florida, the number 8 national seed, coming up at 5 o'clock Eastern time.
Well, we saw right there, Crotchfeld was thrown against the wall, staying loose. But you're able to score enough runs where you think you can just kind of let him ride with it, because back-to-back appearances, this one being an extended outing, this is probably his opportunity to finish this game off and stay away from guys, but I think we're a long way from that.
2-1. 2-2. Fly ball to the left fielder. Grabbed by Galvin, and that does it for Troy, but not before they score 2 on back-to-back home runs to take a 2-run lead. The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallets? What's in the air and the baseballs and the bats here in Gainesville? Ball is flying out of Condren Ballpark. 26 total home runs, including 2 today from Jabe Boroff. But we're heading to the 8th inning. That's been the real action inning here in Gainesville.
I love this, the double box with both head coaches who were former pitchers. The heads are down. They're like, here we go. 8th inning. Thanks for showing us 10 homers, 29. Hey, and it's been pretty spread out. Miami's got 7 runs in their 8th inning. Florida's got 10, a lot. They hit the 5 of those home runs. Troy had 6, Ryder had 6. So it's pretty evenly spread out through those 29 runs.
Fly ball to the center fielder. Under it is Meyer. Dubovic is retired. 1 down here in the 8th. That's 6 in a row retired by Crotchfeld. Now working with a lead after the 2 home runs in the 7th. This is 5 unanswered runs for Troy. 3 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. Milano is 1 for 3. Take strike 1. Struck out in the 3rd. Singled in 2 runs with 2 outs in the 4th. Was robbed of a hit. Great play with the bases loaded to end the inning by Paisecki. 1-1. And when it comes to making winning plays, edge Troy in this game. We've seen Paisecki do it. We've seen Boroff do it with the arm. Fly ball, foul ground, long run, and showing the speed. Markham gets there. Runs into the wall. He's got it 2 down. He was flying from his spot in left field to get that in foul ground.
Yeah, this ball stays up a long time. Leaks back toward the field. Nice job of closing in on that ball. 1 inning ago, he hit a home run. This time he makes a nice play. Boroff, that's the 8-9 hole guys going, look, let's do our part.
Winning plays.
Winning plays.
Markham 3 for 4 at the plate with that home run today, and now making winning plays in the field. Quickly 2 down. Remember, last inning, it was just 5 pitches thrown by Crotchfeld. And already 2 down here in the 8th for Miami. Ball 1 to Sheehan.
Look how far. He is playing almost at the bullpen, and he goes all the way to the wall to catch that ball. I mean, that just shows you how long it stayed up, but also how fast he is and how much he closed on that ball.
Well, and that wall is far from the foul line. There's a lot of foul ground here in Gainesville. 95 from Crotchfeld for a strike. It's 1-1.
Yeah, you talk about winning plays, and if that ball falls, everybody's like, oh, you know, like he had a shot, but no one would have really been like, oh man, mad at him. But he's able to make the play, saves the pitcher, gives him another out. Right there, these outs are precious. Now you got 4 to go with a 2-run lead.
1-2 to Sheehan. Slow roller to first. Scooped up there by Cavill. It's a 1-2-3 inning. 9 pitches that inning. 14 total the last 2 innings for Zach Crotchfeld. 2-run Troy lead. Time for today's Capital One rewarding performance. The number 8 hitter, number 8, going deep twice, Jabe Boroff.
Yeah, about 850 total feet home runs. He almost hits a car. Hey, he's also played really well behind the plate in his first start at catcher in the regional. Had a pick off of Jake Ogden in the first inning and then also threw him out at second base on a caught stealing. So it's a job well done.
And my partner's such a good partner. He subtly corrected me in the commercial. 6 unanswered runs by Troy because Miami had 6 unanswered runs. So it's been a game of runs right now. And right now it's Troy on the run to go up 8-6.
Yeah, you got to love how Zach Crotchfeld came in and he has continued to put up zeros. They needed a bullpen arm to come in and right the ship, and he has.
Josh Pine takes ball 1. Season on the line for these two teams in our second elimination game of the Gainesville Regional. The winner takes on Florida 5 o'clock Eastern time in the regional final. Needing to win twice today to force a winner-take-all matchup tomorrow. So far, it's been the combination of Egan and Crotchfeld.
Look, you can see he's sitting on, there's cooling vents in Florida's dugout on both sides of the benches. You can see his hair, his jersey's moving where he's sitting. There's like AC vents coming up from the floor, just cooling him down. So you got the pitcher and the catcher both over there going.
Yeah, you got to get over there.
Yes.
But if you're Boroff, you don't want to get too cold over there because you're red hot. Like there's a good hot and there's Florida hot.
That's right. There's also passing out hot. And so with him behind the plate for the first time.
Passing out hot, knowing that if the score holds, you got another game coming up in the heat at 5 o'clock. You can just soak up the sun, but you know, shorts and t-shirt is different than catcher's gear. Two to Pine. Ground ball off the glove of Ogden and into the outfield. It's a hit for Josh Pine. That is his 4th hit today. 4 for 5 and 7 for 15 in the regional.
Let's go, Josh Pine. Hard hit ground ball, just out of the reach of Jake Ogden. He's excited. Look at him. Knows that's a big game. 4 for 5. And what that's doing is, especially with Aaron Pisecki, I mean, both of those guys at the top of the lineup are 6 for 10. And they're just setting the table for their big RBI guys in Cavill and Janicki.
Cavill lays off the first pitch for ball 1. 1 for 3 with a run scored and a walk today for the senior. Two and 0. Troy lost their first game of the regional to Miami 10-5. Bounced back with an elimination game win over Ryder 15-7 thanks to a 9-run 6th inning. 1 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th today has them in front of Miami 8-6, playing in their second elimination game. Skylar Meade's team in the tournament for the first time since 2023. Troy would love a shot at Florida, of course. They've already knocked off a couple of SEC teams in the regular season, Georgia and Alabama. Ball 4, the first 2 are aboard for Troy here in the 8th. I'll bring up Jimmy Janicki. Brought in a run with a sacrifice fly his last time up. 1 for 3. And JD back out to the mound to make a pitching change. Lyndon Glidewell will be the next man up for the Hurricanes. Glidewell comes on. Menendez heads off here in the 8th. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. We are back in Gainesville. Kids having fun on the berm, although cardboard boxes don't work well on dry grass, and we have dry grass here today. We haven't had rain here in Gainesville, I'm happy to say. We have had plenty of runs in this game. Troy had a 2-0 lead. Miami went on a run, 6 runs scored, all with 2 outs. Troy coming back with 6 unanswered runs. Ouch.
You haven't had rain today. We've had rain, but
there's not enough to do that on the berm without doing the face plant like we just saw. Lyndon Glidewell, the senior from Temecula, coming on here in the 8th for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, this will be his second appearance in this Gainesville Regional. Had 2 innings, 2 runs, 1 hit in his previous appearance. So he's got a lot of punch-outs, man. 60 punch-outs in 37 innings. He's been the workhorse, 30 games. That's how you do it. That's how you get it done. Needs a little help.
Yep. th pitching change made by J.D. Arteaga. He's really worn out a path from the dugout to the mound. 1-0 to Janicki. 1-1.
Fastball 88 to 92. Slider, curveball, changeup. But when you look at the numbers, it's really a lot of fastball changeups. And so even to right-handed hitters, not afraid to go right on right change.
One and two. Popped up. Shortstop's going out, left fielder coming on. Galvin makes the catch, 1 down. Glidewell was the last pitcher used in the win over Troy on Friday. Stephen Meyer, 1 for 3, singled in a run in the first, was hit by a pitch in the 5th. Strike 1.
Little Vulcan changeup.
Throwing back, trying to get the runner off of second, but Pine is back safely.
You have a couple different changeups, Eric. You got the circle changeup, or what some would call the OK change, where your finger, your pointer finger and your thumb make that circle when you throw it. Glidewell goes with the Vulcan change. He presets that ball. You got an offensive timeout. Then he's going to preset the ball for us.
And he's doing what?
He's using so you got the middle finger and the ring finger.
Yep.
So it's almost like a split finger, but instead of splitting the pointer in the middle, you split the middle and the ring. Taking a lot of the pressure off the ball. You can't really throw it as hard. So splits the fingers, throws it as hard as he can, and it comes out. See, there he goes. A lot of times they'll have the knuckling action.
One to Meyer. Back up the middle, a base hit. Pine being waved around. Here comes the throw. It's cut off, and Troy adds a run to its lead. 9-6 Trojans. Second RBI of the game for Meyer. Again, he's on base. been that way all weekend for the senior.
Well, you got the change up. You see it just spinning away. It almost looks like a dry roll ball just fading from the lefty, but he does a good job of staying on it. Hit the ball right back where it's pitched. Picks up an RBI. We got more runs in the 8th. Troy's 7th run in the 8th inning.
Meyer's been on base 10 times in 3 games. Pine needs to find that cool area.
Looked like he started cramping up. They brought in the applesauce, getting out the massage gun.
First and second for Drew Nelson with 1 down. One and one. I'll show you when he crossed home plate. Everything's good, but warning signs after the slide. Yeah,
we got
both calves.
Yeah, I'll say we got both calves.
So he's down there cooling off, getting some massage, getting some fluids, applesauce, as you said. That's out of play. 2-2 the count to Nelson. Troy would love to tack on another 1 or 2. Give Crotchfeld a little cushion to work with. And get ready to take on Florida, 5 o'clock Eastern time. Lazy fly ball to left field. Galvin jogging over. He's got it. 2 down. Nine, 1, and 2 for Miami in the 9th. Degody, Ogden, and Galvin due up, trying to keep Miami's season going. Troy trying to close it out and take on Florida, the number 1 seed here in the Gainesville Regional, number 8 overall national seed, coming up at 5 o'clock this evening. Darnell 0 for 4 today. Take strike 1.
The stuff from Glidewell's been really nice. Haven't seen the lefties take really good swings off the changeup. They did give up the hit, but it wasn't a pretty swing. Just able to stay up in the zone a little bit more. But he's showcasing a backdoor slider.
Two and 1. Eight of the 9 Troy batters have reached base today. Darnell the exception. Flied out in the 2nd, struck out in the 3rd, flied out to left again in the 5th, and struck out in the 7th. Lifts this one to right field. Enough room there in front of the track for Williams to retire the side. Here's who's due up for Miami. Last chance for the Hurricanes. Their season on the line next. We had a tight game after 6. It was tied at 6, but then in the 7th, back-to-back home runs. Number 8 hitter Jay Boroff hit his second of the game. Number 9 hitter followed Houston Markham with a home run. They tacked on a run in the 8th, some insurance to make it a 9-6 lead for Troy in this elimination game as we go to the top of the 9th. As Miami down by 3, needing a comeback here in the 9th to keep their season going. There you see Tommy Egan, who got the start. He went 4 2/3. That's very important when you talk about Troy, if they're able to win this game here today, and if they're able to just stick with Crotchfeld here. 2 pitchers when you have to come back and play against Florida. But first things first, Crotchfeld working here to a pinch hitter. Braylon West. One 1. Ryland at 300 on the season. We've seen him this weekend. 51 hits. Batting for Degody. In there for a strike. It's 1-2.
Like Crotchfeld is still on attack mode. 95 with the heater on the inside part of the plate. Got a guy like West, big boy, wants to extend those arms. You got to keep him tied up with the fastball in.
Gets West with the strikeout to start the 9th.
This is some of the best pitching we've seen from Zach Crotchfeld. Moving the ball in and out. The pitch before that was on the black on the inside. A little tailing fastball away. 95 again. Not able to catch up.
That's 9 in a row retired by the Troy reliever. Top of the order for Ogden.
Well, we said it, right? Miami scores 6 unanswered after Troy opened up a 2-0 lead. And all Crotchfeld has done is come in, shut the door, and put up zeros in the 6th, 7th, and 8th inning.
Egan went 4 2/3. Crotchfeld coming on. He's gone 3 2/3. 3 hits, no runs, a walk, a strikeout, which we just saw. 45 pitches, 33 for strikes. That's a pretty good ratio. Ogden has singled twice today. Both singles coming against Egan. Rounded out in the 6th against Crotchfeld.
You know that Miami's not going to make it easy for him. You got 3 straight seniors right here.
Loop out to center field, getting down in a hurry, and it's a base hit by the senior Jake Ogden.
Yeah, we've talked about the underclassmen that the Hurricanes have, but top of their lineup, it's loaded with seniors, Ogden, Galvin, and Williams. And that's his last at bat in his college career. Leaves on a hit.
3rd hit of the afternoon, 6th hit of the regional. He hopes he is not done at the plate as Galvin steps in. He's homered today. Scored twice, was hit by a pitch in the 4th, homered in the 5th. Take strike 1.
This is one of those at-bats where anything you can do to get on and bring the tying run to the plate, because then you'd have either Williams or Sosa. 2 guys that can drive the ball out of the ballpark.
1-1.
One that already has today.
Sosa, who hit his 18th. For Galvin, it was his 3rd of the season. Popped up, shallow center field. Paisecki has got it, and Troy is 1 out away from the regional final.
It's a nice shot by Aaron Paisecki, not assuming that that ball's up in the air and the center fielder's going to come and get it. Stephen Meyer had no clue where that ball was. His hands were up. He wasn't even close. So if the shortstop doesn't make that play, bring the tying run up, but he stays with it.
Here's the top hitter on this Miami team, Derek Williams, the senior. 1 for 4 today. Takes ball 1. Flied out to center when he faced Crotchfeld in the 7th.
This is going to be your best fastball down the way. 2-0. His run doesn't do anything, but boy, you go 3-0, you end up walking him, you bring up the tying run. I'm going same thing. I mean, this is something where he is going to have to hit to get on.
Two and 2 to Williams.
That is just nasty. 95, just bearing in on the hands. Had a little cut to it. Going right back to the fastball in. They've done a good job of with him in. This is where you just think, hey, enter third, rule of 63. He's batting .377. He's going to get out 63% of the time.
Williams asked for time. John Byrne gave him the moment to gather himself as the senior steps in. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the 9th. Slow roller to third. Pine on the charge, throws on the run, in time. And Troy will play Florida in the regional final here in Gainesville. Back-to-back elimination game wins for the Troy Trojans. They beat Rider to make it to Sunday. They beat Miami to make it to Sunday night. They'll take on the Gators in the regional final. Great work by the 1-2 combination of Egan and Crotchfeld on the mound for Troy. And we fill out the bracket one more time. Florida and Troy tonight, 5 o'clock Eastern time. Florida 1 win away from the Super Regionals. Troy needs a win tonight to force an, if necessary, Game 7 Monday here in Gainesville.
Yeah, how about Zach Crotchfeld, 4 1/3, scoreless innings, a career-long outing in relief. Everything you needed for the Troy Trojans pitching staff, and they've set themselves up pretty nicely to face the Florida Gators.
He picks up a win against Miami. Here today, his 2nd win of the regional. Season comes to a close for the Hurricanes here in Gainesville after they go 1-2 in the regional. Troy moves on. We'll see you tonight, 5 o'clock Eastern time. The Trojans taking on the Gators.
best ball.
You were behind the plate today. You only had to use 2 pitchers today. What can you